I'm Frank Lovejoy. I want to welcome you to another presentation of The Star and the Story. The play I've chosen to do is one about a football coach in a small college. He's a widower with 2 children. He's called upon to make an important decision, one that affects not only his future, but his personal integrity. And what he decides to do about this is not only the subject of our story, but its title, Act of Decision. Thank you.
Hey, Pop! You better hurry, you're gonna be late again.
Are you kidding? I'm practically on time.
And if you are, you owe the kitty 25 cents in fines.
All right, I'll pay the kitty 25 cents, but I have a feeling I'm being made the victim of foul play. There you go. Clean up, will you, fellas?
Sure, Pop.
Here, Pop.
Morning, Coach.
Hi, Jim.
Can I speak to you, man?
Come on in.
Thanks.
Get you some coffee?
Oh, thanks.
Okay, how many tickets are you gonna nick me for this time?
Oh, it's nothing like that. I just thought I'd let you know that you better keep an eye on that star halfback of yours.
Watkins.
He's been a bad boy.
Okay. What's he done this time?
Well, when I picked him up this morning at 2 a.m., he was going 70 miles an hour down the main street. And he had a girl in the car.
Oh, that's charming. Charming.
I didn't want to book him because I know tomorrow's a big game and he's your star player. And we all want to win, don't we?
And I warned him time and time again.
Yeah. I administered a few choice words myself, and I escorted him back to the dormitory.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks very much.
You tell Watkins for me that the next time we tangle, I'm taking him in.
I'll tell him. And I appreciate your courtesy.
Don't thank me, Coach. Just win that game with State tomorrow.
Okay.
Porky Beavers doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm telling you what he said. He said his father's responsible for us having Leonard Watkins to play on the team. He said his father paid him.
Dad, did Mr. Beavers pay to get Leonard Watkins?
What's that?
Does Watkins get paid to play for us?
Certainly not.
See?
Well, he said his father spent money getting him here.
Well, if Mr. Beavers paid any money to get Watkins, he didn't ask me and he didn't tell me.
If Watkins should take money, wouldn't that make him a pro?
Well, son, that's a long, involved question. I don't have time to go into it now. I'll tell you one thing. Nobody's getting paid to play football for Western.
Hey, we better get started. We're all gonna be late for school.
I think you're right. Let's let it go. Come on, fellas.
Dad?
Yeah.
I've been studying State's record, and their defense against passing is their weakest spot.
What would I do without you?
Oh, you knew it anyhow.
Nice to have it confirmed.
That makes Watkins our most important man tomorrow.
That's right.
Well, see you later. So long, Dad. Chris.
So long, chum.
Sometimes he scares me.
Yeah, me too.
Was Mom smart like that?
Well, Mom was smart, but I don't think she ever knew a statistic in her whole life.
Well, he sure doesn't get it from me.
That's for sure.
Did he say we could win the game?
He said what we could do with Watkins. He didn't say what we could do without him.
Well, we got Watkins.
Yeah, we got him. Okay, son, see you later.
I'll see you, Dad.
Bye.
Hey, Coach, we're gonna slaughter him, aren't we?
We're gonna try.
We can't miss with Watkins.
Oh, hello, Mary. Would you get a hold of Leonard Watkins and ask him to get down to my office right away, please? Thank you. Who wants to see me? The dean. Oh, student press conference. Okay, thank you. I'll be right there. Hello, Sue.
Hello, Scott. Big day tomorrow, Coach. What's the matter? You worried about State's football squad?
No. I'll see you later tonight. I'll tell you all about it. Okay?
Sure.
And how about a statement concerning the big game itself? Something for the campus daily, Dean Harder.
It is probably the first time in the history of this state that a college as small as Western has been able to arrange a game with a university. We're going to rally around our team and root them home to victory. This is the man you really want to talk to.
Oh, hi, Coach. Say, I'd like to ask you a question,
Yes,
Coach.
what do you
Oh, one at a time, please.
What do you think of our chances tomorrow?
Well, we're all hoping for a victory. Can you give us something we can quote, Coach? Well, you can say that it's comforting to a team to know that each member of the student body is behind them. 11 men trot out onto a field, and in spirit, 2,000 others put on jerseys and trot out with them. The spectators see only the 11 men, but they must have the courage and the fight and the honor of each one of that student body that's behind them. And I promise you that the team that we put on the field Saturday for Western will all be men that you can be proud of. And they'll be trying. I guess we can expect a great game from Watkins. You never know what to expect in football. Okay? Thanks.
Thanks, Gary.
Bye. Dean?
Just a minute, Coach.
Oh, hello, Mr. Beavers. How are you?
Well, tomorrow's the big day, isn't it? I don't mind telling you I feel pretty good about all this. Took a lot of wire pulling to get this game.
Mr. Beavers, I always said you were the best alumnus any college ever had.
Well, some people take off their old school tie as soon as they graduate. I don't mind telling you I never did. I've been trying to get this school set up for years. If we can win that game tomorrow, we'll be able to play state again next year. Then it's just a step to a bigger league. I want a victory tomorrow, Coach.
Well, I'll do my best, but don't expect the impossible.
Yes, sir.
Sit down, Watkins. Now, I had a report on you about a speeding automobile, a girl, and a very late hour. True or false?
It's true, Coach.
Even after I warned you? I thought you gave me your word there wouldn't be any more infractions of training.
Coach, I know it looks pretty bad, but it wasn't exactly the way it sounds.
Then let me hear how else it can sound.
I can't tell you anything else, but I give you my word it isn't what you're thinking.
And then what is it?
I'm afraid I can't give you any explanation.
Now, look, Watkins, you know that your record hasn't been very good. Now, if you have any explanation at all, give it to me now.
I guess I just don't have one.
Well, you leave me no choice. I'm removing you from the squad. Turn in your uniform. We'll try it again next year if you're interested.
But the team needs me.
I know they need you. You're the spark plug, you're the kicker, you're the passer, you're the bread and butter ball carrier, the all-American candidate, and a big draw at the box office.
Coach, I promise it'll never happen again.
You've told me that before. It's no good anymore. We may need you to win tomorrow, but as a team, as a real team, we don't need you.
I'm sorry.
I know you're sorry, but it won't do anymore.
Are you certain you're doing the right thing, Scott?
Well, I think it's the right thing. Matter of fact, it's the only thing as I see it.
Have you thought about the consequences? To yourself, I mean.
Yeah. The thought of them's crossed my mind.
Well, isn't there any loophole that would let you reconsider, reinstate Watkins?
Sue, I warned that boy time and time again. He gave me his word, he broke his word. It's as simple as that.
But with no explanation, no excuse for what he did.
I gave him every chance to explain. I pressed him for some kind of an explanation. But there was nothing.
Oh, you're so sure, Scott.
Well, I'm sure about one thing. There comes a point where a man decides whether he hangs on to his principles or he tosses them out the window, and I'm sure I'm at that point. Now, don't worry about it. It's over, it's finished, it's complete.
I wonder.
Hi, fellas.
Hi.
Okay, what's the problem?
Is what I heard at school about Watkins true?
Oh, don't tell me this has gotten all the way to junior high.
Junior high? It was all over grammar school by 2:35. The whole class of 1964 is pretty mad, Chipop.
They're in good company.
Did you really boot Watkins off the team?
Yeah.
I hope you know what you're doing.
My homeroom teacher's gonna see that game. She's gonna think I'm a bum.
So's my principal. I might not even graduate.
Lay off me, will you, fellas?
Why?
It's an ethical problem.
But you're not just punishing him. You're punishing the whole school, the whole town.
And my homeroom teacher. You know, if things got too tough, I could always go to some other school.
I get it. Oh, Mr. Beavers, come in. Fellas, will you take your homework upstairs?
Sure, Dad.
Thanks. Come on in. Have a chair?
Thank you. Coach, I won't waste any time. You know why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid it won't do any good.
Now, don't start off by being stubborn.
I'm not stubborn.
Look, do you realize what this game means to us?
Yeah?
Watkins had his choice of several big universities. Why do you think he picked Western?
I think I know. Now.
One of the reasons we wanted Watkins so much was the chance that we might get this game with State. And let me tell you, it cost the alumni plenty.
I don't believe in putting college football on that basis.
Well, it's going to be on that basis here at Western, whether you like it or not. It's time you faced a few hard facts. Do you know why you're coaching the team?
Don't tell me you're my benefactor as well.
I saw you play when you were here at Western. You'd have been All-American if you'd had any kind of team behind you. When the board started looking for a new coach, I said, I know just the boy. He's buried in a hick high school right now, but he's our man.
Well, maybe you didn't do either one of us a favor, Mr. Beavers. Maybe high school is the place where I do belong. Football's still a sport there.
Well, your contract's up in June. But somehow I think you have more ambition than that.
I came to coach here because this is my hometown. I played football because I love the game, and I still do.
Well, it's time you got a little realistic about it.
Maybe I'll never get realistic about professionalism in college football.
Football is one of the biggest things in the country. It got that way because the businessmen stepped in and showed the colleges how to run it. Look, it's a paying proposition
I
now.
understand, Mr. Beavers. You've got a lot of strong points on your side, and there's a lot of strong points on the other side, too.
Well, I can't hope to re-educate you in one night. The one thing I want from you right now is Watkins.
Sorry.
But it'll lose us the game.
If we can't win it without Watkins, then it will.
Well, you're right about one thing. High school is where you belong. You certainly have no conception of big-time football.
I'm more interested in how they play the game than whether they win it.
Well, we didn't bargain for a philosopher, Anders. We wanted a coach.
I think I'm doing a pretty good job of being a coach. But Watkins is still a student of mine. And this boy's got a lot to learn. Right now, he thinks he can write his own rules and get away with it. If he doesn't get straightened out, his future isn't going to be worth a plugged nickel.
Well, I know he's worth plenty right now. I don't know about his future.
Well, Watkins isn't a financial investment to me. He's a human being. And I hope the boy learns something from this. I hope the other boys do, too.
So that's it, huh? Even if it costs us the game. Even if it costs us every chance to play the university again next year, that's it, huh?
Even if it costs me my job.
Oh, it will. Don't you worry about that.
All right, Mr. Beavers, we all have our own decisions to make. You have yours, I have mine.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
In a setting of perfect football weather, it is safe to predict that at kickoff time, the stands here at Western will be filled to capacity. The big day has arrived. The big moment, the big game. Unfortunately, as you all know by now, their triple threat ace, Leonard Watkins, will be watching the game from the stands. Details in his suspension have been meager, and the only comment from the authorities at Western University has been of the no comment variety. The official announcement of Watkins' dismissal from the squad merely mentioned disciplinary action for the breaking of training rules, but no specific violation was made known. In place of Watkins at halfback will be Wally Craig, a sophomore.
Scott, I've no intention of trying to influence you, but Mr. Beavers is a very powerful man around here.
Yeah, I know it. We had quite a talk about him last night.
Well, I'll back you up, but no amount of support from me can save your job.
Don't worry about it. Want to sit on the bench?
Not today. I'll listen to it from my office. My knees can't take this kind of excitement. Sometimes I think they're even older than I am.
I'm going to talk to the boys.
Scott, good luck.
Thank you. Okay, fellas, gather around. Now, we're up against a team today that's got us outmanned and outgunned. The only chance we've got is to wear them out, to slow them down. Now, you've all heard of the Michigan system, of a pass, a punt, and a prayer. That's the one we're going to be using today. I'm going to put a completely defensive team on that field, except for my two ends and the quarterback. Every time we get our hands on that ball, I want you to try a long pass on the first down. If it clicks, we're in clover. If it doesn't, we punt on the second down and pray for a fumble.
Western has kept punting on first and second down, and State has run the ball up and down the field, but between the 20-yard lines. They've gained over 250 yards in rushing and passing, but the score, with only a minute to play in the first half, is still 0-0. Scott Andrews' foxy tactics and a powerful defensive line have kept State off the scoreboard for the first time this year. Once again, Western is lining up in punt formation. And the ball is snapped. Craig is back to kick, and he gets away a good one. It's going for the sideline and the coffin corner. Harrison picks it up. He spins away from one tackler. He evades another one. A fumble! It looks as though Western may have recovered.
Hands! When they kick the ball.
Yes, sir. They kicked and waited for the breaks, and they got one. Western is now lining up in field goal formation. They're going to try for 3 with 25 seconds left to play. 24, 23. And it's good. Western leads 3-0.
That's the way. Now, we do the same thing in the next quarter. And then in the last quarter, when they expect us to hold in, we open up. We got them worried, we got them off balance, and we're going to keep them that way.
Coach.
Yep.
Someone wants to see you outside.
Tell them to go away.
It's Miss Vaughn, and she says it's important.
Excuse me. What is it, Sue?
I'm sorry to bother you, Scott. It's about Watkins.
What about him?
Well, he was shielding someone, Scott. A girl. That's why he couldn't or wouldn't explain what happened the other night.
What was it?
Well, it seems one of his fraternity brothers got drunk. Too drunk to drive a girl home. The girl had been drinking, too. If it had come out, Scott, she'd have been expelled. She still would be if it were known.
Oh. You know where he is?
He's up in the stands.
You get a hold of him and tell him to suit up.
Scott, they'll think you gave way to alumni pressure, especially if the truth about the other night can't come out.
You find that boy and get him down here.
Well, we're in the closing minutes of the game, folks, and the upset of all-time upsets is about to pass into the record books. Since the last quarter started, Western has been on the march, and Watkins has been a one-man tornado. The score is still 3-0, but State will never get its hands on that ball again. The clock is moving with only 2 minutes left to play. Wait a minute. Watkins fumbles the ball. State recovers on Western's 40-yard line.
You. Go.
I feel awful, Coach. I don't know how I fumbled that ball.
All right, don't worry about it. I left you in too long. They were working you over. Don't worry about it.
Less than a minute left on the clock. Time for 2-3 plays at the most.
Maybe we can hold him.
They want to score.
They're out of the huddle. The ball is snapped. It's now 1st and goal to goal for State on the Western 8-yard line.
I want to die, Coach. I just want to die.
Maybe we can get a cut rate on that funeral.
Scott. Oh, Scott, I'm sorry. So close and yet so far. You know, some people are going to think that you gave in to alumni pressure by letting Watkins play.
I guess I'm not smart enough to care what people think.
You know, I never have been either.
What is this?
Gee, Dad, we were so close to winning.
You know, that ought to make you proud instead of being sad. We lost in the last few seconds to a team that should have beaten us by 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Sure.
Hello, Coach.
Wait a minute, will you, fellas?
A moral victory, that's what it was. One of the greatest displays of team spirit and superior coaching that I ever saw. Who was it that went before the board and demanded that Scott Andrews coach here at Western, huh?
Well, it really was you, Mr. Beavers.
Say, I talked to some of the State alumni. They want to play us again next season. And next year, we'll beat the tar out of them, huh? Say, I was happy that you saw things my way and played Watkins. That showed a real spirit of compromise. Oh, now suppose we go inside and tell the boys how happy we are, huh?
Well, in a couple of minutes, Mr. Beavers, they like to spend these first few minutes after the game completely alone, and then I'll prepare them for your happy talk. All right?
Sure.
Sue, hang on to the kids for me. Oh, Dean, would you like to have dinner tonight with Sue and the boys and myself?
Oh, I'd like that, Scott.
Okay. I tell you what we'll do. We'll all have dinner with the team.
Fine, I'd like that. Yes, sir.
Hey, you lunkheads. I think you're all heroes. Now start acting like heroes.